Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Rachel and I am knitting. Not right now, but most of the time. And I have been knitting, so I'm going to tell you all about it. Today's video is episode 46 of my weekly podcast series, which is admittedly a little late this week. Usually I upload them on Tuesdays, but I just didn't get to it in time. So we have a later upload. Today is Wednesday, February 26th, and this should hopefully be going up on YouTube on Thursday, February 27th, at least for me. I know that some of you are watching from Australia or New Zealand or other parts of the world where it will be the future when this uploads. Anyway, whatever. Welcome. I am going to talk to you about my knitting, my spinning over the course of the week prior. That's what I do on these podcasts. So if seeing a video diary update of my crafting progress sounds interesting to you, make sure that you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss future podcast episodes. So today on episode 46, I'm going over all the things that I've worked on from February 27th through the morning of today, February 26th. Now, I have to tell you, I got some really good advice in the comments on last week's episode that I'm going to take to heart, which the advice was, and I've gotten this advice before actually, so I've decided I'm finally going to put it into practice, and that is to just stick to knitting. So we're going to do that together today, starting with my project updates. I have 3 projects to update you on. Here's my Margot cardigan. It's by Simone Ryan of Russ Knitwear. I'm knitting it in Treehouse knits in the colorway White Sands on the Dove DK base. Next project is my Olive and Bean Grown Up, which is a pattern by Andrea Mowry of Drea Renee Knits. I'm knitting this up in Honey and Quill in the colorways Wisteria, which is the contrast color, and Feriwinkle, which is the main color. I also have another project that I need to grab. Stand by. This is the start of a Palm Springs tank designed by Leslie of Knit California, and I am working it up in Long Dog yarn on the cotton merino fingering weight base called Turn Poison into Positivity. That's it for the podcast. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you're having a great day. See you later. Just kidding. Imagine if someone just stuck to knitting. How dull. It's almost as if people watch YouTube podcasts and content because they're interested in what that specific person has to say or what they think or how they produce their content. It's almost as if the rich multidimensionality of a person impacts how they talk about their craft. It's almost as if asking a creator to squash who they are, what they think, what they feel, and just stick to knitting is kind of a short-sighted request. Take that or leave it. So let's dive into the actual podcast where I do talk about what I think, talk about what I feel, where my personality and who I am as a person is acknowledged because, in fact, it impacts every stitch I make, every project I choose to work on, and how I feel about it and share it with all of you. All right, so anyway, let's get started for real. So here's my Margot cardigan. This is my first project on the needles. As I said, this is designed by Simone Ryan of Russ Knitwear. And I got way more done on this over the course of the last week compared to what I had to show last week. Like last podcast episode, I had like maybe a row or 2 done. And now I think I've got an inch or 2 worked into this cardigan. I really like this. I really like the texture of the broken rib. There's two knit stitches and then a broken rib purl, basically a garter. Is it garter? Maybe not. But I like the texture. I think that this will be a great piece in my wardrobe eventually when it's done. And last week I mentioned that part of the reason I didn't pick this up as much is because I had the Midland cardigan texture like in my muscle memory. So after I cast off the body of my midland, which is sitting right here next to me, I need to block it today. Oh, by the way, I've decided I'm going to block the body and then seam the sides. And I'm still going to knit the sleeves flat, but I'm not going to wait. I'm not going to wait to move to the next step before I do the sleeves, because I don't want to do the sleeves right now, so it's just making the whole project screech to a grinding halt. Anyway, we're not talking about the midland right now. We're talking about the Margot cardigan. Really like the drape of the fabric. I like how it's working up. This White Sands colorway, super, super beautiful. A couple people got this colorway from my affiliate link, so thank you so much. And of course they got other colorways too, but it was nice to see that this colorway that I was knitting up, other people liked and wanted to have in their respective yarn collections as well. So that's my progress on the Margot cardigan. Slow progress, but enjoyable progress. The second project, let me grab it from back over here. This is my Bean and Olive grown up. Now, last week, I only had, how much did I have? Like I had the these little hearts done, and I don't think I had started, or certainly I hadn't finished this first zigzag motif of the color work. But now the yoke is done. I've separated for sleeves, dun, da, 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 and I really like it. I have tried this on after sleeve separation. Or did I try it? Yeah, after sleeve separation I tried it on. I'll show you a picture here, and I'm really happy with the fit of this. There is like, I don't know, there's a spectrum with non-superwash yarn of softness to rusticness, and I feel like this is a really happy medium. Like it is still very rustic. It's very structured and grippy in what I would expect feeling a non-superwash yarn to be, but it's not uncomfortable. It doesn't feel scratchy on my skin. But if I were feeling this, like compared to this, which is merino cashmere, I think, like I can feel the difference, but it doesn't feel uncomfortable. So I'm really, really liking this base. Again, this is the Highland DK base from Honey and Quill, and this project is just so special to me because, as you may remember, Feriwinkle, which is the main color, this beautifully lightly variegated blue purple. It almost reads kind of gray, like a gray neutral from far away. Here's what it looks like in skein form. But this is a collaborative colorway that I'm doing with McKenna of Honey and Quill. And it's so special to me. Feriwinkle, so special. So that's the Bean and Olive grown up. I realized that I started 5 garments in the month of February, and February ends in 2 days, 3 days. So I'm not going to finish any of those 5 garments that I started in February, but this is certainly the closest one that I will get to finishing, or closest I will get to finishing one of them. And happy with the progress. It's nice to be on the stockinette body, so that's good for like on-the-go knitting. Even though it's kind of bulky, it's a bigger project, but you don't have to look at a pattern. You don't have to think about it. I'm just knitting until it's a certain amount of inches that I don't know. I'll have to look at the pattern, but I'll just knit until it feels right, and I'll double check the pattern there. Okay, so there's that update. Now let's move to my Palm Springs tank, which, as you saw earlier, is not really anything to write home about yet. It's just a knit flat stockinette swatch. But this is actually a fun story, and I will always think of baseball now when I work on this project, because I started swatching for this when DJ and I were at a baseball game, and we were actually front row right behind home plate. So on all of the broadcasts, like, you could see me back there behind home plate knitting away, working on this. This is technically the back panel, but it's really my swatch. Like, I'm going to block this. Once I knit the allotted rows, I'll put the stitches on hold. I'll fully wet block it, because I don't really have a lot of experience knitting with cotton merino blends. I don't think I've ever like finished a garment in a blend like this. So I know in my head that the way a cotton merino blend is going to behave in terms of wash and wear is going to be different than how a 100% superwash merino or a 100% wool of any kind will behave. So I want to get to know this fabric through blocking so I know what to expect with the finished piece. But I'm hoping, of course, that I'm perfectly on gauge and the fabric is just what I want, so after the blocking is done for this back panel, I can continue on in the pattern. This is an upcoming pattern. Did I mention that this is a test I'm doing? I'm doing this pattern test for Leslie. She designed this Palm Springs tank inspired by those tank tops at Old Navy that are like high neck and they have like a double thick arm hole or shoulder hole. What do you call them? I guess armholes. Yeah, and collar and hem. Anyway, so I'm excited to have this in my wardrobe. I want to wear this summer. So I need to get on this and work on this so I can block the swatch and then know if I'm moving forward with these needles or what. But those are the 3 things that I've been working on, despite the fact that I have 5 garments on my, not on my needles, but on my, to-do list. I have the Midland cardigan right here, which I've finished the body. I showed you this last week. Finished the body on this. So let's just actually talk about this right now. Anyway, as I mentioned, I'm going to seam up the sides. Well, first I'm going to block the body, and then I'm going to seam up the sides, and then I'll do the hem, and then I'll do the button band, and then I'll do the sleeves. And then I'll block it again, and then seam up the sleeves. Zoop! That's the plan. So I hope that this makes my wildest dreams come true, but I am concerned that maybe it'll be a little bit too snug. We shall see. I will keep you posted. But that is the plan as of now, and this is in Clockwork Fiber Co. Analog DK, which is 100% Shanico wool. Non-superwash Shanico wool. So dreamy. I love, love, love Shanico. Every opportunity I get, I'm going to sing the praises of Shanico. It's just so nice to have on my needles. But that's it for project updates. Only 3 projects that I actually knit on this week: the Margot cardigan, the Bean and Olive Grown Up, and the Palm Springs tank. Which brings us next to Spin Diary. And Spin Diary is actually exciting. I've got some updates for you. First, last week I showed you that I had some wool, some Polish merino wool that Kromsky sent me along with my spinning wheel way back when, last year. And I did not like it on my wheel. It's just like it wasn't working for my heart. So I decided, like, I was sitting there and I was like, you're going to power through, Rachel. You're going to get through this. You're going to work through this wool. You're going to spin it up, and then you can move on to wool, like different fibers that you are excited to have on your wheel. And then I was like, why? Why am I doing that to myself? On the package, it's put away now, but on the package of that Kromsky wool, it says that it's needle felting wool or felting wool. And so I was like, okay, I know probably I could spin this, but maybe I'll save this and I'll like felt with it one day. So I took it off my wheel and I spun this instead. Oh, my battery's gonna die, so let me replace it and then I'll tell you all about this little ditty here. Hello again. Okay, so this is a skein of yarn, obviously. I spun this. This is a fun story, I think. Last year, was it last year or maybe was it at the end of 2023? I'm not sure. But Gwen from Bella Filato Studio posted that she was basically offloading a bunch of mystery spinning fiber. My impression at the time was that they were like dye trials for her. I don't know if I'm misremembering that or not. But she had this abundance of spinning fiber that she didn't need to use. So if you Venmo'd her $10, she would send it to you. Basically cover the cost of shipping and she'll send it on its merry way. So at the time, I didn't have a spinning wheel yet, and in fact, I didn't spin yet, but I did have Elliott stapler, which is my EEW2 Nano, EEW Nano 2, either way, that electric spinner, the e-spinner from Dreaming Robots. And so I knew that spinning would be on my horizon. So I was like, great, awesome, $10 for fiber, absolutely. So I did it. I Venmo'd her $10 and I told her where to ship it. And this fiber, well, not this, but the fiber version of this arrived. And I remember I tried to spin it on Elliot at one point in the early days of my spinning, and I didn't know what I was doing. It was a disaster. So after I took the Kromsky fiber off my wheel, I was like, okay, now's the time. I'm gonna spin the Bella Filato Studio yarn, and here it is. This is a 2-ply, and I'd say it's probably a worsted or Aran weight. I'm really just moving away from trying to thin, apparently. But there we go. This is like, to me, this reminds me of strawberry lemonade or like blackberry lemonade maybe, because there's some purple along with the pinks. Very lemonade heavy. There's much more yellow, but kind of cute. Don't you think? Just a little tubby guy. So cute. So I'm not sure what I'll make with this. I don't know if I would have... Listen. Now whenever I get a finished skein of hand spun and I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to make with this, I just think I could make a rat like Miss Tularosa. But you can only have so many rats, you know? So, and I already know I'm going to make a rat with... Did I show you this? Did I show you the Harlequin? No, I even have a whole other skein to show you. Let me grab it from the yarn wall. So I'm getting ahead of myself. Did I not show you this last week? During Spin Diary, I had my Cormo spin, so that was my Miss Tularosa spin. I had my Rose City yarn crawl. Oh my goodness, I've just been spinning up a storm. So I guess this, I went out of order. After I took the Kromsky wool off my wheel, I spun this braid of merino and mulberry silk that I had. My mom, this is again an example of I knew spinning would be on my horizon, but I hadn't started spinning yet. I had this braid of fiber from the Busy Bee Etsy shop, Busy, B-E-E-S-Y. I'll put the link in the video description under the Spin Diary section. But I had this braid of fiber on my Christmas list in 2023, and my mom got it for me off of Etsy. And I spun it up. It was so fun. It went by so fast. And it's like the perfect Mardi Gras yarn. Did I really not have this to show you? Certainly I showed you this last week. Has time really gone by that fast? I don't know. But anyway, I made this skein of yarn, and DJ has requested a rat out of it, which brings us back full circle for me to say, how many hand knit rats do I need? I mean, a lot, but I already have 5 of them. That's a lot of rats. And then this will be rat number 6. Certainly I don't need rat number 7. Not yet, anyway. Maybe one day. But anyway, I don't know what I'm going to make with this. This is going to be a rat for DJ. A Mardi Gras rat. That's my impression of Mardi Gras trumpets. It's a bad one. Sorry. So here's the yarn I made since the last time we've spoken. Look how good I'm getting. I'm very, very proud of myself. Very, very proud of myself. Extremely proud of myself. And this one was so fun to spin with the mulberry silk in there. I think that, like, based on the texture of this, I'm pretty sure that the yellow parts are what are the silk. And the rest is, I'm assuming, what the merino is, because the yellow felt different. It felt silkier and smoother, so I'm assuming that was the silk component. This, I have no idea what the fiber content is, because it was mystery yarn from Gwen, from Bella Filato. So, not sure what I'll make. I think that it would be a cute rat, or like a little teddy bear or something. I don't know. But that's kind of my go-to thought process when I have a skein of hand spun, because I'm like, I don't know if this is enough for a hat. I don't know what I could make with this, but I know I could get a rat out of it. And just like, they're so cute little homespun stuffies. So maybe I'll find a different animal to make besides rat with this, or I don't know. I'll keep you posted. But there's 2 skeins that I made. And then I have another spin project on my wheel right now. So let me show you the first of 2 bobbins that I hope to get out of this spin project. Here we have bobbin number 1, and this is 4 ounces of Targhee, which this is the first time that I've spun with Targhee, and woo! I really liked it. It was very nice. Very grippy, but just like, I don't know. It felt like a really good cheese pull, like when I was drafting it. Really nice. So this is the colorway. What is the colorway? I've got the 2 labels here. This is They Don't Know. And I think that it's part of the Moana collection, but I'm not sure. But I'll put a picture here of what the braid looked like before I spun it up. And here's what it looks like now on the bobbin, which is so interesting because the braid, I thought like this would be a much more vibrant red, like magenta, fuchsia red. But no, it's like very much pink and purple, sweetheart little bobbin. And it just goes so well with this purple Kromsky bobbin. So I finished that braid. And then currently on my bobbin, I'll put a video up while I chat about this, but on my bobbin now is Girl from an Island, also from the Little Wolf Knits, and this is American Rambouillet top. So this is my second time spinning Rambouillet, and I must say that my opinion about Rambouillet before, where it was difficult, was definitely had to just be founded on the fact that I was out of practice with spinning, because spinning this Rambouillet is just like a dream. I think I really, really, really like Rambouillet. And Brandy actually from Long Dog Yarn has said that Rambouillet, I'll bring it back to me, hello. Rambouillet is her favorite fiber to spin, and I totally see why. I'm really, really enjoying Rambouillet. So my plan for these 2 braids, the Girl from an Island currently on my wheel, and They Don't Know, which is on a bobbin, is to ply them together, which will make this my first combo spin. It will be half Targhee and half Rambouillet. That's what a combo spin is, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm very excited about that. Very much looking forward to that, and maybe I'll be able to finish spinning up the Rambouillet today and then maybe ply them together over the weekend. So I'm looking forward to that. But that's it for my spin diary. Really exciting. I've just been spinning up a storm. I just can't stop spinning. I love it. And I talked about this a little bit on Instagram, but I've been reflecting. I've been, introspective, as one is from time to time, thinking about what is going on here? Why have I caught this spin bug so aggressively? And I think it's because I go to a different universe when I'm spinning. I mean, I'm literally entangled in the process of spinning. It is not an easy feat to stop spinning and to secure the fiber so the twist doesn't get taken up, and like it's a whole process to disentangle yourself from your spinning wheel and the fiber that you're spinning up. So like, I'm not checking my phone. I'm not doom scrolling. If someone texts me, I don't feel compelled to just reply instantly, because I'm not even looking at my phone. I don't even see my notifications. I am unbothered. I am a woman at peace. It's so nice. So I think that spinning is doing for me what knitting has done for so many years, which is like not only something that I can control about what I'm doing and what I'm feeling and what I'm thinking and how I'm spending my time, but also like it literally is preventing me from picking up my phone and doom scrolling or seeing news that's upsetting, or feeling like, I have all these correspondences that I need to keep up with. Not to say that I don't want correspondences, or like it's not important to be up to date on the worlds and stuff. What I am saying though is that it is very valuable to find pockets of time where you're safe from those things and you just have solace in your own company. And for spinning, that's doing that for me. It's just so amazing. So what I've been finding is that like during the day when I have, I don't know, the ability to kind of unplug and be, I don't know, autonomous, alone, quiet, like I'm jumping at those opportunities. And then in the evenings when, like if DJ and I are gonna watch a show, that's when I'll work on my knitting project. And having that balance of like, this is something I can work on like in the presence of others and enjoy their company, or like if I'm having a knit night on FaceTime with someone, like amazing. And then spinning is like, at least right now, is just for me. It's like my hidden away quiet space I can go. And it's just been huge for my mental health over the course of the last couple weeks. Because like, as you've seen, I just can't stop spinning. I've been spinning. What's happening to me? And I've learned it's just because it's like my safe place right now, my happy place to go to. Oh, it's so amazing and wonderful. I love it. I wish the equivalent for all of you, whether that's knitting, spinning, you know, playing your musical instruments, doing artwork, whatever it is, I wish that upon you, all of you. Everyone should have their like peaceful, safe place where no one can bother them and hurt their feelings. The only thing that can hurt my feelings at my spinning wheel is me. And I'm learning to be gentler with myself, so that's becoming less and less of a problem. But anyway, that's another conversation. Okay, folks, that's it for the spin diary. So let's move to acquisitions. I have a couple acquisitions, one of which I forgot to show you. Look, this was my Valentine's Day gift. And do you want to know why I received this gift from my dearly beloved husband, DJ? It's because, well, because he loves me, first and foremost, of course. But also because I checked out my library copy using his library card. So he was the one getting the emails saying, Fair Isle Knitting is due. Return Fair Isle Knitting. No more renewals permitted. And so what did that sweet man do? He took his typing fingers to Amazon and found this book and got it for me for Valentine's Day. So yesterday I finally returned that library book. Now I own this book by Karina Olson. So I have permanent access to the patterns for my Fair Isle project bags and also the gloves that I want to make. And in fact, he gave this to me and I was like, oh, did you watch my podcast where I said that I wanted to just purchase this book? And he said, no. And I said, wow, incredible. So that's the power of love, folks. That's an acquisition I forgot to show you the other week. Here you have this information now. So now I own this book. Hooray! Crowd goes wild. Next acquisition is another testament to how much DJ loves me. On Saturday, we went out of town a little bit for a family function, for a family, like a joint birthday lunch, and we drove quite a ways away from our home to do this, going to a place we'd never been before. And DJ did some research to see if there were any yarn shops betwixt the lunch place and our home, so we could go to it either on the way to lunch or the way home from lunch. And I really thought there was only one local yarn store in all of Louisiana. I thought the Quarter Stitch in the French Quarter, that's it. That's all we've got. Well, much to my surprise, I was dead wrong. There's a yarn store in Lafayette, Louisiana. So we stopped there. It's called the Bayou Yarn Shop, and it is a super, super cute shop. DJ took some videos of me poking around. It's just super cute. The selection was nice. I did ask if they had spinning fiber, which unfortunately they did not, but understandable. And I got some treasures. Here's what I picked out. I got a skein of Dream in Color yarn. on the Corset base, which is a luxe base. It's DK weight, 70% superwash merino wool, 20% cashmere, 10% nylon. This is in the colorway Angel, which is a pretty purple. And I also got in the same base this, which is the colorway Retro Vibe. And I thought that they would be cute together in like a brioche hat or shawl. I was gonna say scarf. Shawl or scarf. Wouldn't these be pretty? And then of course I couldn't resist these little scissors. They're so handy to put in Notion pouches, or I like to put them in the front zipper pocket of my interchangeable sets. So, oh my goodness, be so careful, folks. So I got those, and then I got these cutest needle stoppers ever. Do you see these little sheepies? Ah, so cute. I went through the whole selection of needle stoppers, and I almost got these cute potted sunflowers, but then I saw these and I said, nope, that's the one. That's the one. So cute. Pro tip, if you love these needle stoppers, by the way, or like this concept of needle stoppers, you can search for them on Amazon. They're called focal beads. They're basically just like rubber or silicone. I'm not really sure the material, but like rubbery, squishy beads that people put on like lanyards and stuff. See, there's like it's a through hole. It's not just a hollow space for your needle tips. So if you want to search for those, there's all sorts of them on the internet, but these were just so cute. Couldn't resist. Couldn't resist. And so got those acquisitions. That just made me feel so cared for and loved that, like, I don't know, DJ took the time to look up something that he knew would be of interest to me to make us get like the most bang for our buck driving so far out of our normal, you know, day-to-day routine. Gave me the warm fuzzies and butterflies. So may you all have a DJ one day if you don't already, but not my DJ. All right. Okay, so that is my acquisitions from the local yarn store, or those are my acquisitions. Subject verb agreement is important, folks. And then my third acquisition or set of acquisition I've already showed you, which is these braids that Brianna from Little Wolf Knits sent me and that are currently being spun up into, hopefully, a very beautiful skein of yarn. Undoubtedly, it will be a beautiful skein of yarn. I'm really interested to see how like the blue-green and the pink-purple play together, and how these two different fiber blends play together when I apply them. It's just so fun. It's like so enriching to learn something new and to like get to the point where I'm having fun playing around. Like, what, I don't know. I think a lot of us, at least for me, I'll just speak for myself. When I'm trying to learn something new, I get, I don't know, a little stressed out about it because I want to reach the level of proficiency, or what I feel is like the benchmarker of proficiency, and then go a few steps further than that and feel like I know everything there is to know. I'm good at it. Like, this is kind of my MO. But that causes stress because I feel like if there's any interruption or if there's any obstacle, if there's any mess up, that delays me getting to the level of proficiency I'm chasing down. So now, you know, this deficiency of moral character in myself with that, I've surmounted that and I've gotten to the point where I feel like I know what I'm doing and I can just play around and have fun and nothing matters. Like, it doesn't matter anymore if I mess up because I know how to fix it. Now I can just play around. It's just a very freeing feeling. Freeing myself from the prison of my own design. That doesn't need to exist, but nevertheless continues to do so. All right, so that's it for acquisitions. I'm not going to do a Q&A section this week just because I just feel a little too sassy, and I don't want to overstep the bounds of sassiness. So not going to do a Q&A this week. However, if you would like to ask me a question, keep them coming, man. I like reading them. There's a Google form in the video description if there's anything you're curious about, advice on projects, or just something you want to know. about me, about my knitting, about whatever, let me know in the comments, or the Google form rather. That's easier for me to keep track of. And I'll get back to the Q&A in next week's podcast episode. So then, therefore, shall we move to announcements? Just one announcement for you folks, and that is that this most special colorway, Feriwinkle, the main color in my bean and olive grown-up sweater, is still available for a pre-order from McKenna of Honey and Quill through her Etsy shop, so I'll link that in the video description box. I would love to see this in a cardigan. Someone please make a cardigan. Just so pretty, so pretty and beautiful. Or like, I don't know, a shawl or a hat. Dare I say a rat? If you don't have 5+ rats yet, why not make one in Feriwinkle? You know, knock yourself out. So that's the only announcement I have, which means it's time to end the podcast episode. So I just want to say, I hope that you're doing well today. I hope that you're doing something that is bringing you joy, that's scratching your brain, that is the closest you can get to how I feel when I'm in front of my spinning wheel. I wish that for you. I hope that for you. And do whatever you got to do. I mean, within reason, to achieve that today, you know? Okay, so that's all I have to say. Hope you're doing just fantastic. And thank you so much for watching, for commenting, for encouraging me and cheering me on and caring about the things that I'm making and that I share about and all the things that contribute to make me me, because just like you, I'm a multi-dimensional person with thoughts, feelings, cares, worries, etc. And that's what you'll see when you watch my podcast, which you already know, of course, if you've been around here. But it just bears repeating sometimes. So that's all I have. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you don't already, and hit that notification bell to be notified of my next upload. Last but not least, head over to Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok if you want, and follow me at Rachel is Knitting if you don't already. Okay, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye for real.